Starting your first altar. So this video, I've had beginning witches, newer witches start asking about like how to begin working with your spirit team, beginning witchcraft, like what's the first thing that I should do in witchcraft. This is really, really super basic. The absolute first thing that I tell new witches when they come and are asking about how do I begin working. So the first thing, this is the most basic setup that you can do for an altar, and this is all you have to start. I know on social media, there's big elaborate altars a lot of the times. Those are usually people who've been practicing for a long, long time, and over time have collected things to add to their altars. Okay, there's no reason that you need to go out immediately and buy really expensive statues and really expensive ingredients or anything like that. Everything that you see here you can get at Walmart or the dollar store. Okay, a white candle. This is the only one that I had that I'm using that's white, but this like a white pillar candle. Okay, you can get those at the dollar store or at Walmart. This one came from Walmart. This glass, regular clear glass of water. It doesn't even need to be in a fancy thing like this. You can put it in any glass that you have around the house. But this came from the dollar store. You know, I got a set of them for a couple different spirits that I work with. So you can go and buy something as simple as that at the dollar store. Doesn't cost anything. Your incense burner, Walmart. And this is empty, but this pack was from Walmart. This is dragon's blood. You can get frankincense, or a lot of times you can see these little packs of frankincense, or you can do the little cone ones on a little plate, right? And this is your basic setup: incense, candle, and water as offerings to your spirits. Now you might ask, which spirits am I working with? That's the other thing that, you know, people are asking a lot. Well, I don't know who my deities are. I don't know who's reaching out to me. I don't know who's doing anything, right? They don't know. And a lot of times think that they need to know the names of the deities or the spirits in their spirit court or their spirit team before they start working with them. And you absolutely, absolutely do not need to know exactly who it is. They will present themselves in time. They will sometimes change over time depending on where you are in your practice and all that stuff. That's not going to be relevant to begin working with your team, your spirits, and especially like your ancestors. So also this is just a bandana, right? This is the black one that I had. The white one is on my ancestor altar, but black or white, they come in all kinds of colors. They're cheap. They're easy, you know, again, Walmart for this. Or you can get the little fabric squares that are, they often have in Walmart too, if you just want like a plain colored one. That's fine as well. But when you set up your altar here, what you're doing is the candle is an offering and a representation of the connection that you have with your spirits. You're lighting the way, letting them know, kind of like a beacon, that you're wanting to work with them. The water is also an offering, but it is more like a medium means of communication. Spirits speak through water. So it's not like they're drinking necessarily the water itself. You'll find that they are more easy, it's easier to conduct them through it onto your altar, onto your place, because this is essentially a portal. Altars are portals and connections to your spirits. And then the incense as well is an offering of energy, things like that. The smoke that brings your words to their ears. There's a lot of symbolism in incense and offerings. And basic frankincense is all that is necessary. You don't need all the different incenses all at once, especially for spirits. Frankincense works perfectly well. So this is the beginning setup, the least things that you can do. This is always the structure, the basic part of the structure. And then if you're wanting to add additional offerings to this, to work with your spirits, and when you come to this and you just let them know, I'm lighting this candle as a way of connecting with you. I'm offering this incense and this water, right? I'm offering this light, this water, and this incense. And I'm wanting to connect with you. None of this has to be super formal. There doesn't have to be like formal prayers or something you have to do that's like the exact right way or it won't work. That's not it at all, especially when you're starting at a base level like this with your spirit team. Your spirit team knows your voice the same way that a mother knows a child's voice, even though all children call their moms mom. You know when your child says mom that they're speaking to you. That's how your spirits work. When you call out to them, they hear your voice and they know that you're talking to them. So additionally to that, you can add flowers, right? As an offering, you can add coffee. As an offering, you can add a plate of food as an offering, okay? So you can add, like, cookies are really good, or little cakes and stuff like that are really good. Pretty traditional to do little cakes and stuff like that. Or you can do, when you make a full meal for, at home or whatever, you can set a portion of that aside for your spirits and feed your spirits, give offerings that way to your spirits. But those things aren't necessary. They're also not expensive. I mean, flowers can sometimes, be a little bit more pricey, but coffee, a cup of coffee in the morning when you make your coffee, food that you're already eating that you're setting aside a portion for that, or little cakes or little things, flowers and cakes and things are extra little things. There's a lot of stuff that can be used from the dollar store, packs of cookies and things like that can be used from the dollar store that you can give as offerings. The point in all of this, in this part of it, setting up a thing with your spirits, is to open up lines of communications with your spirits and let them know that you're listening and that you're wanting to engage with them. You're wanting them to give you messages. You're wanting guidance from them. You're wanting the things from them, okay? That you're wanting to have connection with them. They'll hear it and they'll know, and you can light this candle every day with the incense every day and say, I'm giving these offerings to you, and talk with them. You don't have to be directly at this altar to talk to them. You can be in the car, you can be at the grocery store, you could be doing the dishes, anything like that. Talk to them in your mind. Consider it the same way that you would have picked up the phone to talk to grandma, right? Like once a week, whatever, and you're just letting her know what's going on in your life, catching up with a friend, right? That is the way that you can begin this very casual conversation with your spirits, and then recognizing the signs when they give you signs, when you get thoughts that drop into your mind, or signs and synchronicities out, feathers and coins and numbers, different things like that happen. Recognizing those things and knowing that they're signs from your spirits, and they're confirmations from your spirits that they hear you and that they're listening and that they're communicating with you. Also dreams and different things like that. But the basic setup, that's what it's to do. It's to open up lines of communication. And you really want to start with this process with your spirit so that they're guiding your journey. Many people I'm seeing on social media are, especially like newer witches and things like that, are asking questions like, my candle's burning this kind of way, or something happened with the incense, or the spell went this way or that way, and I don't know what it means. And they're going to other people for confirmation on what their spell means, or what this sign that they're getting in their candle or whatever means from other people. And those are questions for your spirits. Some form of divination, and asking your spirits, show me what that means. That's how you start developing the communication with your spirits. And you need that kind of thing. And it's really easy to go online nowadays and ask other people's opinions on what's going on with your work. And sometimes that's necessary, and I'm very grateful for when it is and things like that. But a lot of the questions are actually questions for your spirits. They're things your spirits want you to go to them for, so that they can show you, so that line of communication can grow. And this is where it starts. Okay, so it just starts in this very, very simple water, candle, incense setup. Cheap. You don't have to spend a lot of money on it. Start here, and then you can add things to your altar as you go.